Hey everybody, welcome back to Minute on the Mountain. Thanks for joining us this evening. We are doing another gear review today. I was fortunate enough to have a company called FlowSole reach out and ask if I would do a test and a review of their insoles. So this is what the packaging looks like. So again, it's from FlowSole. It says empowering your stride, support, cushion, and anti-fatigue. So I'm going to pull this out for you. And I told them ahead of time what my shoe size was, so they've already trimmed them down. I typically wear an 11.5, but it does have the markings on the bottom, so that if you need to trim off a little bit more to match them up with your size, you can. Now I'm going to put these through the ringer. I'm going to wear these. I've got a couple of hikes coming up. I'm hoping to hike tomorrow. I'm going to hike a little bit Easter Sunday late in the afternoon after everything is done with church services. And then I'm going to hike next Wednesday. We're going on vacation. So I'm going to get a chance to really get these out on the mountain, up and down, side hilling, and see if they're comfortable and see if they allow me to hike longer before I feel it in my ankles and my knees. I don't have a lot of foot pain. I'm thankful to God for that. I used to wear insoles. I had some magnetic insoles that I wore probably 20 years ago, but I haven't worn insoles for a long time. So anyway, I'm looking forward to testing these out. I'll get you more details on these when I do the review. This is mainly just the unboxing, but let's get them in some boots. Let's get on the mountain and test them out. And after I put some miles on them, I'll let you know what I think. We are putting the FlowSoles through their maiden voyage. I'm out for a quick hike today. Gonna try and put at least 3 or 4 miles on these insoles and see how they feel. First thoughts, there's definitely more cushion in the heel than what I had on the insoles that came with the boots that I'm wearing. So that feels good. Beneath what I'll call the balls of my feet, at the base of your toes, there's cushion there, but it feels like it's sticking up. It feels like kind of when your sock is balled up under your feet. So I'll just have to see if that breaks in and what that feels like. They do recommend on the packaging, to hike 2 or 3 miles in them at the beginning and not really long hikes until you kind of adjust them and your feet get used to them. And that's about probably what I'll do today. 3 to 4 miles would be my guess. So we are shed hunting while we're hiking. See if we can find some sheds today. I've only found 2 for the year. So it's a slow start, but I haven't been out a lot. Got some winter kill right there. I'm in an area where I've found, I wouldn't say a ton of sheds over the years, but I've probably pulled 6 or 7 sheds off this ridge. So let's see if we can find something. Thanks for coming along today. We're probably about halfway up the face. I'm just working it back and forth from west to east, and then I go up 25 yards or so and work back to the west. We're going to get up in that little saddle there. I've seen 11 deer, a chucker, and 1 bald eagle, so it's been cool to see some wildlife. They've all been far away, so I didn't try to film them in the GoPro. A lot of sign up here, and it smells like elk. Elk have been here within the last day or 2 for sure. And lots of deer tracks everywhere. A lot of bedding areas. I've seen that one winter kill I showed you, and then I passed another skeleton that was from this last winter. So I'm in a good area. I have seen a couple sets of boot tracks, so it's just going to kind of depend on if they shed here, and if they did, if I'm the first guy to walk some of these lines, because definitely there have been some guys up here hiking this. Snowing pretty good now, and not the big light fluffy flakes, but that pellet snow. But I'm already up here, so I might as well stay up here and keep looking. I don't find very many sheds by glassing anyway. I'm not very good at it. I find most of mine just putting the miles on. So I'm going to keep hiking. It's not super windy. I've got my raincoat on now, so I feel like I'm not doing anything dangerous. So if it starts getting really, really windy and I start getting cold, I'll start hiking down. But if it just stays like this, we'll keep working up. So I got on the first top, or the first, basically the first ridge. I got to the top of it, and I've moved over one, and you can see up there is the top of the second ridge. So that's what we're going to work towards. They're snowed in, but that's like the fourth set of boot tracks. I just can't seem to get away from them. And it's getting pretty windy. You can see the storm's really blowing in. Visibility is not much. So I'm going to start working down. I was going to work kind of down this little ravine, but obviously that's where these boot tracks go. So I'm going to go back out on the south-facing slope. It's steep, and there's not many trees. It's mainly just brush and sagebrush. But I'm hoping nobody's hiked yet, because all in here through these junipers and cedars, I keep hitting boot tracks. Morning, everybody. Welcome back to Minute on the Mountain. It's Wednesday morning. I got up and left the hotel at about 5:30 this morning. And Rhonda and the kids are heading back home today. And I am too, but I'm shed hunting on the way back. So I'm at an area where I've taken one short hike once and saw a ton of sign and really wanted to come back and spend more time in it. I've already passed, well, not passed, already had two other guys in side-by-sides park where I parked. They're heading up. I can tell they're shed hunting for sure. And then a third truck just passed me, so maybe this is a good area. Again, I saw a lot of sign when I was here, but it looks like an area that a ton of guys hit. But that's okay. You know, they can't find them all. I can't find them all, so. But I've got a long, I can hike all day. I mean, basically I'm gonna hike until at least 3 or 4 p.m. It's 8 a.m. right now. So we're gonna get a good 7 or 8 hours in on the mountain today. It's cold right now, it's 27. Ground's still frozen. But it's supposed to get almost 70 today, 71, something like that. So it should be just an absolutely beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. Honestly, I can't tell you how excited I am to do this today. Certainly I hope I find something, but even if I don't, it's going to be a great day. I've got some new binoculars with me. I'm using my Vortex case harness. These are from Woe Sports. They sent them to me and asked me to do a review. So today's going to be one of the days I'm testing them out. And I am wearing those FlowSoles, which are the insoles. And this will be my last kind of test of those before I do the full review video on them. I hiked, I don't know, 7 or 8 miles in them so far. I feel pretty comfortable, I'll say that. And I don't slip around in them, which I was afraid I might. But anyway, so just a lot going on today in the video. So hopefully we can find some sheds. About an hour and a half into the hike, a couple of miles in. It's nice, easy hiking. Nothing crazy steep. Sign everywhere. I mean, there's rubs like this all over. You can't look 10 yards without seeing elk tracks. Droppings all over, tracks all over. It's a good area. But people know it's a good area because I've also crossed probably 4 sets of boot tracks. I think one of them is the same boot. I don't pretend to be an excellent tracker, but one looks to be the same pattern, so it looks like maybe 3 different guys have been up in here, and the one guy I've crossed his track a couple times. So when I start coming across them, I just try to go perpendicular to them and get away from them and go up another 25, 30, 40 yards and then get back on the pattern I was on. Beautiful day though, just like it's supposed to be. Super sunny. I'd guess it's probably already in the 50s. It's like the perfect temperature. If it would stay like this all day, that'd be great, but it's going to get warmer. So we're just going to steadily keep working up and up. That tree there has just been demolished. They've ripped it off. Then you come up here another 15 yards. Here's another one that's been hammered. I mean, they have just been in here like crazy. This is all full of elk tracks right here. That's as fresh can be. That's probably in the last hour. I just saw a bull who's still carrying his antlers. Wouldn't be surprised if these are his tracks. So we're definitely in a good area. I don't want to run him. I don't want to push him. Sucks he's still carrying his antlers. I wish he'd have dropped by now, but it is what it is. I was going to get those binoculars and the phone adapter up and get some footage for you guys, but he eased on over the other side of the ridge. He didn't run off. He just kind of, not even really a trot, just kind of a steady walk. So that's good. He wasn't a big bull. It looked like a 4-point. So maybe the bigger bulls, some of them around here have dropped. We'll see. Over 8.5 miles in and still nothing. I left the mountain and came back. I'm working this sage flat on the way back to the car. Just found this piece of obsidian that's been worked. You can see where they've napped it. It's always cool to find that. I'm just going to grid this sage flat east to west, kind of make my way back to the car. Well, I can see the car, so unless we find one 100 yards away like we did in Carbon County, this will officially be my longest skunk ever as far as the amount of miles. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know it's going to be over 11. And that just is crazy to me, to be in that much sign all day long and not find a single shed. But I guess that's why they call it shed hunting, not shed finding. It did give me a chance to really put these insoles to work on a long hike with a lot of up and down, a lot of side hilling. So that's going to be the main focus of this video. I'll do the review of them, kind of the final review, my final thoughts, and do the minute on the mountain back at the house. I've got almost a 4-hour drive to get back home once I get to the car, so I'm going to wrap up this last quarter of a mile or so and get on the road. Thanks for coming along, guys. Appreciate all your support. Time to give you my final thoughts on the FlowSole Insoles. I realized when I did the unboxing, I'm not sure how much of the insole actually showed you, and I've worn this. I've already put over 20 miles on these, so but it still looks in great shape. Here on the heel, this green part, that's cushiony, very soft. Then the black around it is a hard, I'm guessing a hard plastic. So this is hard, very spongy here, and all of this black gives it a lot of structure, a lot of support. I have fairly high arches, so it felt good on my feet. I mentioned to you, it's got, this is all padding here, padding here. It did feel like I had just a little bit of a bump under the ball of my foot. Not so much that it was uncomfortable. It didn't bruise it. It didn't bug me. It just was different. It took a little getting used to. I've hiked about 21 miles in these, and I still feel it when I put them on. So my foot hasn't totally adjusted to that yet. Again, it's not causing me any discomfort. It just feels a little different than my normal fit, my normal insole. Now, I don't really have foot pain. I almost feel guilty doing this review because I can't really say that it alleviated foot pain because I don't really experience foot pain. I will say I think it eliminated some fatigue. So the longest hike I've been on in these was 11.7 miles with a lot of up and down, a lot of elevation gain, and then losing it and gaining it again, a lot of side hilling. And when I finished with that hike, my feet and ankles didn't feel as tired as they normally would on a hike like that. So I do think it limited or minimized, however you want to say, foot fatigue. Here's the other interesting thing, and I don't know if it's because of this or not. I'll just be honest, I don't know. But my toes didn't cramp that night. So if you followed my channel for very long at all, I cramp a lot. I have some issue with my metabolism. I lose a lot of salt, and so I Charlie horse in my calves and my hamstrings, the inside of my thighs, and my toes cramp a lot, especially at night when I'm going to bed after I've put in a lot of miles, if I've hiked that day. And I have not had my toes cramp the last 3 times I've gone hiking. Again, is that because of these insoles? I don't know. Seems like though it'd be a weird coincidence. So I'll give you an update as I continue to use them more and more. So overall, I was impressed with them. They definitely gave some cushion to my heel. And again, I think it limited my fatigue in my feet. And I'm guessing it had an impact on my toes not cramping. It certainly didn't hurt because they haven't cramped the last 3 times. So overall, I was impressed with them. I did not slide around at all in them. That was my concern. This top feels a little slippery when you have socks on, but once I stuck my foot into my boots, again, I side hill a ton, and I didn't feel any less stable or any sliding as compared to when I just hike in my regular insoles and my boots. So I would recommend you give them a shot if you have foot pain and see what they do. I have a son that has really flat arches, and we got him insoles, and they seem to make a difference. So if you've got really flat arches, check them out, see what you think. I'll put a link in the description. Again, they're the insoles by FlowSole, and I'll put a link in the description for you guys for this. And I'll continue to give you updates because I'll keep wearing these. And if I have more to share with you after I've put, another 30, 40, 50 miles on them, I'll do an update video. Channel shout out and the Minute on the Mountain. The channel I want to shout out is Dave Collier Camping, and I'll put a link in the description. Does a lot of camping videos, obviously, some bushcraft type videos, trail camera videos. He's got a lot of footage of his bird bath. The last video I think he posted was a hike on the day of the eclipse. So just a little bit of everything, but I think you'll enjoy the stuff he puts out. And again, I've appreciated his support. He's commented on a lot of my videos over the last couple of years. So go check him out. Tell him Minute on the Mountain sent you. I also said on the last video that when I posted the next one, I'd get you the details about what the prizes are for the drawing. And this video is going to give you another opportunity to enter into the drawing. So there's going to be 2 winners. The first winner is going to get either a Minute on the Mountain hat, and this is the new color scheme. This is kind of an olive front with a tan back, and the same logo as before in a brown thread, instead of the old black and red one that I had. So you can choose the hat, or you can choose a Minute on the Mountain t-shirt. So that's gray with the black and red logo. Then on the back, the elk antlers with Psalm 76:4. So you pick one of those 2, hat or shirt, and then you're also going to get this 3-pack of buggy bands. So it's the mosquito repellent bracelets, and this Panther Martin Brook pattern undressed. It's a 1/8 ounce Panther Martin. So that's prize number 1. Prize number 2 is also the hat or the shirt. Again, you can pick. And then a $25 gift card to Sportsman's Warehouse. So to enter in that drawing, you need to be a subscriber to the channel, and you just need to comment on this video. Any comment will do. If you missed the last video, the 3 family hikes down in St. George, and you want another entry, you can go back and watch that video and comment on it. That'll give you another entry as well. And then the next video that we do, we'll pick a winner. So thanks, guys, for all the support. Sure appreciate everything that you guys have done to encourage me, the comments and things like that. The Minute on the Mountain tonight as a wrap-up comes from 3 John. 3 John, again, only has one chapter. And 3 John is a letter written to a believer named Gaius. And one of the things that John does in 3 John is he thanks him for his kindness to the traveling teachers and preachers that were coming through the area. And he just talks about how important it is to support those who are laboring for the kingdom. Now you might say, well, that's easy for you to say, John, you're a pastor, so of course you want people to support those that are laboring for the ministry. But that's not me saying that, it's God's word saying that. It says it in multiple places. So if there's someone in your life who has been an encouragement to you that's in ministry, and not even just vocational ministry, but someone who's just really active and encouraging and building the kingdom, do me a favor, send them a note of encouragement this week. It could be a text, it could be a phone call, it could be a letter, but encourage them in what they're doing, whether that's your pastor or a small group leader or just someone you know that has helped you grow in your faith. Send them a word of encouragement, and I think God will be pleased with that, and I think he'll use that to bless you in ways. So thanks so much, guys. God bless you. We'll see you the next time right on the mountain.